Hey everyone, this is the House of Eyes, and this is the first official video. I'm DragonMaster, part of the House of Eyes, that has the one that has odd eyes, and I'm here to do a deck profile of my Monarchs deck. My odd eyes deck is being worked on right now. I might do a deck profile of that one day, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and get started. I run 3 Erebus, Thunderworld Monarch, or however you want to say his name. But if you don't know, if you don't play Monarchs, that Erebus, what he does is when you tribute summon him, that you can use one tribute summon monster, or you can just use 2 tributes since he's a level 8, and his effect is that you can send 2 Monarchs Battle Traps to the graveyard, and let's see, shuffle 1 card to your opponent's shuffle 1 card from your opponent's hand at random, graveyard or their side of the field, into the deck. So, and there's this graveyard effect where you can discard 1 Monarch Battle Trap to grab 1 Monarch with 2,400 attack points or more, and 1,000 defense points from your graveyard to your hand. So that's really helpful. So there's that. And I run 1 Aether, the Heavenly Monarch. I run 1 because of since it's limited to 1. Like, I run this because of its effect, that when it's actually somewhat the same to Erebus, saying 2 Monarch Battle Traps, but the difference is that you can special summon 1 Monarch with 2,400 attack points or more, and 1,000 defense points. And at the end of your turn, it goes to your hand. I believe it has the same graveyard effect as well, if I remember correctly. But it's different. You can add 1 banished Monarch spell or trap card to your hand. So, yeah, that's helpful to get your Monarch Battle Traps back. And I run 1 Stalos, the Firestorm Monarch. But I run this because, well, can't just have 2 tribute summon monsters. But so yeah, I run 1 Mobius because to get rid of the opponent's field. If they have a field spell, the field spell in the back row, or just back row, or stuff like that. I run 1 Vanity's Fiend. Vanity's Fiend is more for that when you have everything you need. Like, you have everything you need on the field. That's what he's there. That's what he's there for. So yeah. And I run Vanity's Ruler. I run this because, like, basically like the same reason as Fiend, but a bit different. Like, the difference between, if you don't know the difference between Fiend and Ruler is that Fiend stops both your and your opponent's special summoning, and Ruler just stops the opponent's. So if you want to keep going, and when you get this out, you can, but I myself would probably recommend that you wait until you get everything you need first. And that these next two are proxies, but I'm trying to get the real ones. I had the Stalos, the Mega Monarch, but yeah, I'm working on getting the real version of this. And he's like the other two earlier, Erebus and Aether. You can tribute summon monster to bring him out, and you can look at your opponent's hand, discard one card from their hand. If it was a monster, you can inflict damage to the opponent. Inflict damage to the opponent times 200, and if you tribute summoned a fire type monster, you can deal 1,000 more damage. So yeah, and I have Caius, the Mega Monarch. That he's basically the same way. Tribute summon monster, and he also yeah, there's that. And if you do, let's see, you can target one card on the field, banish it, inflict 1,000 damage. If it was a dark monster, send the copies of them all and to be banished. So, for example, say if you're playing against Dark Magician, but if you banish Dark Magician, but this guy will end up banishing the other ones. So that's the same with Gravekeepers if you play them. So there's that. Those are all the high level monsters. Now we're down to the low levels. I run 3 Yugioh for her power to special summon from the extra deck. No, not from the extra deck. What am I talking about? But for her to special summon another low level monster from your deck in defense mode. So, and when she's sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter where. When she's sent to the grave, you can add 1 banished spell or trap card, 1 banished monarch spell or trap card, and add it to your hand. So that's actually pretty useful as well. And I run 3 of the Underworld Squire. But this is why I run 3 Yugioh. Is for these 3. But if this guy is normal or special summon, you can activate his effect and you can tribute summon for an additional normal summon. So, and when he's in the grave, you can banish him. So, for example, let's say your Yugioh's in the grave and that your Underworld Squire is in the grave as well. You can banish the Underworld Squire and just bring her back, and like the other 2 are in the deck. You special Yugioh, her effect will activate again, and then you can special summon another Underworld Squire and do that all over again. So I find that really useful. Like that's from my opinion, but that's for you guys to decide. And I run 1 Firestorm Vassal. But you'll find out why I run this later in the video. So I do have, but the one thing I like about this is that when you use him for a tribute summon, I believe, I remember correctly. If this card is used for a tribute summon, yeah. But if this card is used for a tribute summon, you can look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card in their hand and banish it to the end phase. This one this one, the Thunder Vassal. But I just have her to be able to just for the special summon that do and all that. Basically, I just run her for the special summon to be able to tribute summon some more. So, and also, I guess you can say somewhat of the line of defense as well. So those are all the monsters. Now we move on to the spells. I run 2 Return of the Monarchs. I myself think that they should probably just run 2. Like, you may think differently, but like, it's what you think. But what I like about this is that when you tribute someone, you can activate the effect Return of the Monarchs to grab a monarch from your deck to your hand. So basically, it searches for another monarch for you to bring out, if you can. So there's that. And I run 3 domain. Whoops. Okay, there we go. I almost put down a separate card. I mean, why wouldn't you run domain? Why wouldn't you? Like, what's useful about this is that when your monarchs attack, they gain 800 power boost, and when they gain that power boost, but no, not when they gain the power boost, my bad. But also, if you control a tribute summon monster, and your opponent does not, your opponent cannot bring out anything from the extra deck. And I believe he's got something else on here, if I remember correctly. And let's see. Also, once per turn, you can reduce the level of one monster to 2,800 attack and 1,000 defense in your hand by 2 to the end of the turn. This effect still goes off even when it does leave the field. So basically, it's more for Erebus and Aether. Wait, no, that's not Aether. That's Aether. It's more for these 2. So you won't have to tribute 2 monsters. So yeah, I myself recommend you run that at 3. I run 2 Dark Hole, which, to be honest, they might actually limit that back to 1. Who knows? That we'll end up finding out in the future. So I just run this to get some stuff off my opponent's field that I don't enjoy being there. So you'll find out why I run this later as well. I run 3 Allure of Darkness. I'm going to try and see if I can find something else to replace it, but I'm going to have to stick with this for now. If you don't know what this does, you can draw 2 cards, but you have to banish 1 dark monster from your hand. If you don't have a dark monster in your hand, you have to discard your entire hand. That's the downside of it. So yeah, that's that. In the meantime, I'm going to try and see if I can find anything else to replace it. Like, I'll do what I can, but I don't know if I'll be able to find anything. But I run 3 Tenacity of the Monarchs. This is useful because you can look for like when you activate this, you can reveal 1 monarch from your hand, 2,800 attack or 2,400 attack, doesn't matter which one. You can activate this and reveal the card in your hand, reveal one of the monarchs, and you can search through your deck for one Monarch spell or trap. You can only activate this once per turn. So it's basically for helping you find your spells and traps. So, wait, I forget, is it Monarch spell or trap? Or, yeah, one Monarch spell or trap. I run one Monarch Storm 4th. Like say if you don't want to tribute one of your monsters, right? That's what this is for, tributing the opponent's monster instead of yours. So, if I remember correctly, also, you cannot special them from the extra deck because of that. So, like, that's basically how Monarchs are supposed to be played, is without an extra deck. So, I run one Pantheism of the Monarchs. I run that for the banish effect, that you can choose 3 Monarch spell and traps that reveal them to your opponent. Your opponent has to choose which one. So, for example, let's say you don't have any domains in your hand or on the field. All 3 of them are still in your deck, right? And you activate this. And, like, it's a discard, but, like, the first part of this effect is discard 1 Monarch spell or trap and draw 2 cards. And let's say you draw those 2 cards and you do not draw a domain, right? Well, you can banish this, and you can choose your 3 domain. And your opponent has to choose which one they want to go to your hand. So, yeah, there's that. I run one March of the Monarchs. That's what the Dark Hole was for. Because if you have this activated when you have your monster tribute summoned, that your monster cannot be destroyed by or targeted by any card effects. So there's that. I run one Foolish Burial. That's for more of a idea, but I don't use it that much, so I might try and find something to replace it. I don't know. So those are the spells, and now we move on to the traps. I run 2 of the Prime Monarch. What I like about what's about this is when this is face down, that like it's basically like a trap monster, because like when you flip it, like when you activate it, you can special summon in defense mode, and it counts as a monster and has 2,400 defense points. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 card and bring it back. Also, the other effect is that it has another effect that you can choose 2 Monarch spell and traps and shuffle them back into the deck and draw 1. So that's useful there. So you don't deck out, but you're only getting spells and traps, but hey, it's something. So there's that. I also run 1 Escalation. This is for tribute summoning on your opponent's turn. That's why I run. Where is he? I run this. The Firestorm Fossil. That's why I run him. Is when he's on the field, that I can activate Escalation, that tribute him to bring out Mobius or Stelos or something. And I can choose a card in my opponent's hand and banish it for the rest of the turn. So that's why I run that. And the final card I run is final cards I run are 2 of the Monarchs Erupt. I run 2 Erupt. It's basically like a skill drain, but the difference is that when you can only activate this when you have a tribute summon monster on the field, because if you don't, it'll just go away, because it can only be on the field when you control a tribute summon monster. But it's basically a skill drain, but tribute summon monsters are unaffected by it. So yeah, and that's it for this deck profile. So if you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been that DragonMaster that in the House of Eyes, and that is all for this video. So again, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. So that is all, and we will see you in the next video. See ya. How do you